What's up, everybody? Tony Baker from Six String Country here for another quick hitter. We had a user, DoMan, request that we do a video on how to create your own solos. There's, of course, a lot of really deep dives on this, all the way from the beginning to very advanced at sixstringcountry.com. Check out something like from scales to country solos. There's a lot that kind of tie scales together with making solos. But I just thought I'd do a quick one here with the very basics. And who knows, maybe this helps unlock something for you or think about things a little differently. I have a jam-along track. It's just kind of your basic 4-chord jam-along track. To start with this whole thing, we're going to start with position 5 of the C major pentatonic scale, or if you learned the minor pentatonic positions, this would be A minor pentatonic. All right, so hopefully you know that. If you don't, take a minute, rewind that, and learn that scale, because that's what we're going to be basing this on. To me, this is a great box shape to get going with. It just falls really nicely on the fingers. And there's some good opportunities for bends, double stops, that kind of thing, all which we're going to be talking about later. So let's turn the track on, and what I want to show you first is that you can literally play the scale up and down over the track, and you're going to be kind of creating, you could call it a solo if you want to. It's going to be the world's most boring and least musical solo you've ever heard, but it's where we're going to start, and then we're going to expand from there. So let's turn on the jam track and play through it. Let's do it again twice as fast for 8th notes, all right? 3, go. So as you can see, all those notes work, right? There's never a cringy note, which is another reason we're using the pentatonic scale, because the diatonic scale, if you stop on the wrong note with that one, with that progression, you can land on some cringy notes. What we're gonna do now is start doing some variations. So instead of, this is where we get to make some melodic choices and to make this a bit more musical, a lot less robotic, okay? The first thing we're gonna do when I turn this thing on is gonna be just to stop after every couple. I'll stop after every 3. 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. All right, and so already we're getting some space in there, and we're making it a little more pleasant to listen to and a little less just running a scale. The next thing you'll see me do is to skip around a little bit. All right, we're still going to do the same kind of pretty basic picking, but now I'm going to go back down, maybe I'll go the other way. Right, I'll be doing something like that. So we're all within the same box, but we're not just going in order, and we're not just putting a pause in. We're putting pauses in, and we're going backwards, we're going forwards, we're picking different notes, rather than just always picking the next one in the scale. The next thing I'm going to do after that is we're going to insert some different rhythms. So instead of always starting on the downbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, we can do some syncopation. We can start on the and. So maybe the first one do that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, we'll be adding some of that in. So that's another way we can use the same box shape and incorporate some different ideas, some syncopation, so we're not always just playing the same rhythm over and over, to make it a little more interesting. The next thing you'll see me do is add some bends in. And so this box shape has great bends, especially if you're a country player, because you got this right here, that's 7th fret of the G string. And then you've got this, the 8th fret of the B string, And even this high E string, 8th fret works. Not only that, but you have double stops. You have or this is another great one too, the 8th fret of B and E. You can always add in the 5th fret of the high E string. A double stop is just when you're playing 2 strings at the same time. You don't even need a bend. So that all gets put into the toolbox. We can do double stops, we can do bends. And the final thing we're gonna add into the bag of tricks to make this sound better is hammer-ons and pull-offs. So you can do that's just, I'm picking this 5th fret, hammer on to 7, pull it back off. All right, get some vibrato in there, add that into the toolbox. Again, there's videos on all of these techniques, extensive studies at sixstringcountry.com, but this is just a quick hitter to throw some ideas out there to get you going. All right, so we're gonna throw in hammer-ons and pull-offs into the toolbox as well. We're gonna stay within the confines of this box shape. I'll put the track back on and we'll start very basic, and then we'll start incorporating some of these ways to become a little more musical, a little more interesting, and to start creating some melodies within our soloing. All right, let's turn it on. We'll start straight through it. This time, let's add some breaks. Now I'm going to feel free to change the note orders a little bit. Change rhythms, syncopations. Just adding some more tricks, do some bends. Double stops. All right, so you can see how it kind of all came together, right? At the end, you start doing these one at a time, adding them in nice and slow. If you just know that scale, that box shape, all these other concepts you are able to add in, especially if you just take a couple minutes and practice them. Even if it's not perfect, just work on these concepts. Work on making your solos more interesting. See if you can sing something in your head that you want to play, like the key is we want to take this scale and do different things to make it musical, make it interesting, make it something that somebody would want to hear. So I'm going to play through one more time, then I'm just going to let the jam track keep going, and that's what you can use for your jam track to practice these techniques. So that's just one way to approach this for a beginner, somebody that's just trying to figure out how to create your own solos. Again, we have a ton of this stuff at sixstringcountry.com. So head over there, find a few things you like on the site after you get your feet wet with this a little bit, and let me know, was this helpful? How did you learn how to solo? What was your favorite trick or tip that you got along the way? Maybe I should do a lesson on that. Let us know what you think, like, comment, share. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.